The whole ship is a construction site. Everything is dirty. Floor is been taken out. Holes in the hull. It's for now the toughest time of refitting.
Welcome to week 5 of Refitting Destiny. I'm still in Guatemala at Rio Dulce, where I bought my beautiful ship a few months ago. Destiny is a Motiva 39S, built 1988 in Denmark. Before I bought her back in August 2018, she was spending quite some time on the hard in Guatemala. The tropical climate of Central America and the last 30 years of sailing the oceans of the world has left her marks. When I saw her first, she had some pretty bad corrosion going on and even rust holes in the hull.
This needs to be all gone. And there's much more underneath the bed.
One sailor I met said that I probably saved her life. A few months more, another raining season, and mold and rust would have taken her over.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no.
The last weeks I was getting Destiny back to life. It was an intense time of studying, repairing and checking all the systems.
I just got through the book of the Yamaha outboard. So I want to see if the cooling system is really working.
And living on board, of course, at the same time. Last week I was able to launch her for the first time. It was perfect. So beautiful to see her afloat again, feeling the waves and the movement of my ship with the elements. All the dirty time and work in the bilge was forgotten at once. It was just a little reminder of why I'm all doing this on my ship, before it got worse.
That I'm here in the Astillero Magdalena in the dry dock. So it's the boatyard where I get the hull maintenance. Right now it's 5:15 in the evening. The workers left, they just left. We are in the kitchen. There is no floor in the kitchen like everywhere in the ship. And this is one water tank. It's empty now. I have to get him out. There is some corrosion going on here and we don't know what's underneath the tank.
Because the plan was to do a complete hull maintenance in the Astillero Magdalena, and that is where I am now.
Today I want to show you what we're gonna do on the boat. There is a lot of corrosion going on. We are doing the hull maintenance right now. I've got the plans for Destiny. So we have a lot of corrosion going on here. Where is the water tank? Is exactly this space here. We're gonna cut this out right now and we have to be very careful that we don't cut into the diesel tank in the keel. Underneath the engine we're gonna clean all that by polishing. We have some corrosion going on in that section where the shaft to the propeller goes out. Right underneath my bed, it's pretty much here. In this section we replaced quite a lot. Let's say 1.5 square meters. This is the thing the rudder connects to the ship, to the skeg. And we're gonna just build a new one and get this one in. This is the cool thing about the metal. You just cut out what you don't need. If you have the right material to replace it, you can build pretty much everything out of it. And this will be very good afterwards. We're stuck right now in the 30th position underneath the water tank, you know. 30 years of dripping and draining water from the sink. Everything went down to the keel and couldn't get out there because under the water tank. There is no outlet or no bilge pump or nothing. It just stays there, and the water tank was built in and fixed by some foam. This is all some, you know, foam, some plastic, whatever foam. This is the. So it was not possible to get him really easy out. We have to take out all the foam and then get out the water tank. Maybe we find a better solution to keep the water tank in place. You know, it's important that it's not moving. One more thing we do is we have Spanten in German. These parts, you know, like when you see the ship from behind and make a cut through, you see this. And we have 4 of these massive steel plates separating the ship in 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. On the bottom of these 4 plates there's also corrosion going on, so we're gonna cut that out and replace it. It's raining since days here. Last night we were almost drowning. You couldn't see 1 meter. So much rain.
I decided that my job was to take out all the interior of Destiny, so that the workers were able to reach the hull from the inside of the ship. We made such a good progress. Everything went really fast. The workers are very serious here. They don't play. And before I could realize my new situation on land, I got sucked into the struggle of dust, dirt and smoke of the steel workers. And slowly, my sweet home changed into a dirty construction site. I think I slept on board for 6 days, put my bed and some pieces of the floor back in the evening, and got up at 6:30 in the morning to take everything out again. At 7 the bell was ringing. 1 minute after 7 the workers were already on board, grinding, hammering and cutting with the torch again. The guys were about to close the first hole with the new steel plate, and I had to disconnect my board batteries to save them from the electric current of the welding. That was the moment where I finally decided to move out. Dust and poisonous smoke of burnt anti-fouling and paint all the time and everywhere. No floor, no bed, no bathroom. To be honest, at that point I was so looking forward to a quiet accommodation with a clean bed, a shower and some privacy.
So we are in my new accommodation. It's a very quiet and nice spot here with a little pool, swimming pool, some palm trees, no other tourists, and there are these animals running around here, like in the size like of cats. At first I thought they are rats because they really look like them, but they just have a bigger head and no tail. And I found them a little bit disgusting until I've been told that they are not disgusting, they are very cute animals. And now we're gonna feed them. We're gonna feed them with coconut. And they just go and get it, they really like it. They're over there, you see them? I will put the camera in front of the coconut and hope that some will come in. Okay, let's try this.
I found me a little bungalow called Flores del Lago, the flower of the lake. I was the only guest, and my host, Joel, was the only staff, carrying about everything here. Joel don't speak English, he only speaks Spanish. But with Google Translate and our mobile phones, we managed to have a nice breakfast together every morning. Joel is a very nice guy. He's local and grew up a few miles down the river. Day by day, our breakfast sessions went longer and finally turned into daily Spanish and English lessons.
I am going to clean your room. Your room.
Voy a hacer me limpio a la habitación.
Voy
Ajá.
a hacer
Sí.
limpieza
Limpieza.
en la habitación.
En la habitación. No. Voy a hacer. Voy a hacer limpieza
Limpieza en la habitación.
en la habitación.
That was great. I improved my Spanish skills very fast. And Joel is able to manage English people in the hostel now.
Good.
Ah,
Good.
very good.
Very
Sí,
good.
sí.
Muy bueno.
Muy
The
buena,
distance
sí.
to Destiny from my hostel turned out to be great for me. I went to my ship after breakfast and did selected work every day. That was much more effective than before. The workers did their job on the hull and I started getting through with my to-do list. I started with the dirtiest project first. The 30-year-old toilet in the master's cabin didn't work. Let's figure out why.
So this is the pipe where all this shit goes out, and it's once it was a hole like this, and now I opened it, it was not able to close anymore, and it was only a hose like this anymore. So the rest was chalk, white chalk. I just put a vinegar in, and this reacts like really foamy. I'm gonna wait. Here it's pretty good. It's only on this side. Not good. So as you see, the whole ship is a construction site. It's definitely not possible to live in here anymore. Holes in the hull, dust everywhere. It's I think for now the toughest time of refitting Destiny. Definitely. I just moved out yesterday. It was not really good for me to stay any day longer on Destiny. It was horrible to have this construction site all around 24 hours a day. Was too much. It's dirt everywhere. You cannot really be faster than the dirt. You cannot cook anymore. I have to disconnect the batteries because if they weld with electricity, so they don't destroy your batteries with the electric high voltage stuff. So I don't have light. I cannot cook because of the electric switch in the gas line, which is pretty good, but once you disconnected the batteries, you cannot cook anymore. So this is one bad point about this. This will go on for another 3 weeks, I guess. We already cut it out, or the guys already cut it out 3 plates, 3 pieces, and already welded in 1 new piece. So 1 place is already fixed. Yeah, so far. It will be so beautiful afterwards, it will be so good afterwards, but right now it's really exhausting. just got the new wire through for the anchor lights. I prefer anchor light directly on the boat, like on my Davids. I want to install it right here. This is the cable to pull the electric wires through.
At one evening, I just finished work and I was about to close Destiny and go to my new accommodation to get a shower and something to eat. But on the way I met Tony. We talked a little and he asked me what my ship was and what I'm working on. I showed him Destiny, told him about the hull refit and the good progress we make. Tony looked at the work and asked me why I used this cheap steel to fix such a beautiful boat like this. Yes, he said. With this bad quality of steel you're fixing your boat right now, you're gonna do this job in 3 years again.
Y aquí está la lista de los materiales. Entonces, este es...
It turned out that Tony is an engineer, creating, constructing and building ships. The latest one is number 108. It is this one, Victoria, a fuel tanker ship.
On the Victoria, on the steel boat they built.
Just built out of a staple of steel plates and Tony's construction plans, built by the very own workers of his company. Tony's company is importing marine quality steel from the USA to build his boats. Steel with a 15-year warranty.
So just don't be standing on the ladder.
You know, I have all the original plans of Destiny. I could pretty much build her all over again with these construction plans. What I was searching for was an information about what steel quality they used back in 1988 to build Destiny. I found this. The OneEightFour wharf on Denmark was only using marine type steel quality grade A. Here we go. After that I searched the internet and talked to different people of the wharf about steel quality. Pretty fast I found out that Tony was right, of course. The only material the wharf gets is the cold rolled standard steel quality, which is not to be used for ships.
And I think a good start is ripping everything out.
According to the World Steel Association, there are over 3,500 different grades of steel. And what I understood is this. Joining the wrong types of steel by welding it to each other leads to a chemical reaction pretty much like in a battery. God damn it.
This plate needs to go. This is the wrong material. And these 4 patches needs to go again. This is also the wrong material. Here's already the sign where to do the new cuts.
The whole stern section around the rudder is already fixed with the bad quality material. I definitely had to get this out again. Until this moment I wasn't sure if this was the worst or the best day of my time on Destiny. But after Tony offered me some of his marine steel plates to use on Destiny and even to cut them for us with his awesome plasma cutter, I pretty soon was sure that this was the best thing that could happen so far.
The new steel plates. This is the marine steel now. Actually, to be quite honest, I don't see any difference. ¿Tú ver un diferente de plancha marine bueno y plancha no bueno?
¿Cuál? ¿Esa?
Sí, ¿tú ver un diferente? Sí. Oh, muy bueno. And we're gonna take it all off again.
To celebrate. It's a time to celebrate. Ooh, help me think of what to say. But I die before I die.
You know, like in every boatyard there are ships that are just standing around and waiting until they're dead. Look at this, this is the Dreadnought. Totally molded. This was a very beautiful ship once. And it's ships like this who always reminds me on keep it going, don't stop. You will not end with your ship like one of those, like trees growing out of the hull, or dying a slow death on land in a shipyard nobody cares about. Nice plants growing. Always a good reminder to keep it going.
Silver tones and a jacket, a funny time. Disrespecting a toy in a candy line.
Thank you so much for all of you supporting me living my dream, for joining me on my adventure, and for your nice feedbacks and messages. For the detailed cruising route 2019, check out neograph.de.
Amigos, es eso papaya, ¿eh?
Sí.
Aquí, papaya.
Sí, papaya.
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 Verde, no,
No.
amarillo.
Amarillo.
Amarillo
Sí.
es mucho.
Sí.
Muchas gracias, amigas.